Welcome to Face to Face. Our guest today is Mr. Vivek Sharma. He is CEO of Primal Enterprises in United States. And we are talking to him at Harvard University, where he is going to talk about Indian roots and American soil. Vivek, welcome to our show.
Thank you.
Thank you very much for your time.
You're welcome.
So it's a very interesting topic, the Indian roots and American soil. So what is your take on this?
So basically what I'm going to talk about is that how Indian companies have been investing and creating a lot of value for America and for American people. There's always a challenge and there's always, this publicity about Indians taking jobs away from Americans.
Sure.
And also, this big, this thing that in India and all that, there's a lot of investment from American companies, which is all true. But at the same time, Indian companies are also creating a lot of employment in America and also investing a lot of money and have created very unique opportunities, for the country to really, to grow as well. So I'm going to be talking about that with some very specific examples of the different industries that Indian companies are investing in, how they're creating employment, how it is helping the taxes, and how it's helping the different states.
So let's talk a little bit about your story. You were born and grew up in India, studied here, then you worked here. Then what made you to go back to India and again come back here?
Right. So I did not go back to India. So I've been in the US for about 26 years.
Okay. So, but you started to work for the Indian company.
So I actually was a part of a private equity firm in Boston. I was a partner with them. And then an opportunity came to work for an Indian company. So, in our heart, we're always Indian and we're always looking for opportunities to be more associated with India. While I was doing very well, being a partner in a private equity firm in Boston, I felt fortunate to be there. Somehow this opportunity was very appealing to really create value in Indian companies which had global operations. So I started about 8 years ago, and this is my second business that I'm running for this group. The first business was hospital products, so we started that. It was a very small company. In about 3 years, we grew it and made the third largest inhalation anesthesia company in the world. And the product is actually made in India as well as in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania and US. So we invest a lot of money, created a lot of employment. The business I run right now is a contract manufacturing business in pharma services, where we support a lot of large pharma, mid-size, and a lot of biotech companies, that you see here in Cambridge area. And we provide them with support to get their drugs out in the market. So it's an Indian company that has operations in North America, Europe, and India. And we are supporting all these global companies and biotechs to help them launch their product that's going to help a lot of patients. And we have operations here in North America that allows us, to be more US-centric as well. So,
in the morning, I was at the India conference at MIT, and the speaker was Dr. Reddy from the Reddy Labs. And this is exactly what he was talking about, that how, before 1970s, hardly anything was happening in this industry.
That's right.
And today, it's amazing that how much the product development and pills and other medical type of things are being taken care in India.
That's right.
So they have been complete reversal. Earlier you mentioned about the job creation, that myth about India versus US. So do you have any numbers that?
Yes, I do have numbers which I will share actually in the.
Well, our thing will broadcast much after that.
So roughly, the numbers are from an organization called CII, Confederation of Indian Industries. They do a survey every year. Sure. And the numbers are only from those companies that have participated in the survey. So as you can imagine, a lot of companies do not participate. But fundamentally, Indian companies have invested about $18 billion in North America. That's a lot of amount. And that effort has yielded in direct employment, according to the survey, of about 115,000 jobs in North America. Now, my personal view is that the investment numbers that we have is low because there are a lot of people who did not participate in the survey, and there's a lot of companies that are very small in nature that does not even come under the purview of the survey. Right? They only go to the large companies and mid-sized companies.
Sure.
So if you have to ask my estimate, I think the number should be somewhere about twice of what the survey has come out. And the jobs we talk about, 20,000 jobs, that's only the direct jobs. Those investments create a lot of indirect jobs and opportunities for the country. So overall, it's a big impact in my view, and it's a growing impact. What you see today will multiply significantly in the years to come with the investments that are being made.
Also, another trend we have seen is that a lot of Indian companies are now buying American companies.
Exactly.
Almost all the time you are hearing that, this...
That's exactly right, yeah.
And so what about, if you look, do you also follow the export-import segment in.
Yep,
How the export-import, the trade balance between India and US?
Yeah, so I don't have the exact number, so don't quote me on that. You
Okay.
know, but in general, Indian companies, you know, with the growth that India has seen, with the resources that the companies have, and the ambitions that people have to really capture the US market, to really expand and diversify their portfolio, have been doing significant investments in North America.
Sure.
So Tata, Birla has a huge investment, Reliance has, Piramal actually, our own company has invested more than $1 billion in North America.
Here?
In North America,
Piramal.
just Piramal. Actually, in Massachusetts alone, Piramal probably the largest investor in Massachusetts. We've invested more than $800 million. You know,
In what sector?
it's in the healthcare analytics sector. So we bought a very large company out of Boston, Massachusetts. It has a healthcare data analytics company, knowledge-based industry that provides reports and analytics to all healthcare companies. Every single large healthcare company is a customer of them, and the ownership is resided by an Indian company.
And when that happened? When did you?
It happened about 5 years ago.
About 5 years ago.
Right. And then we have a plant in St. Louis, Missouri, where we make glass bottles. We have inhalation anesthesia in Bethlehem, Pennsylvania. We make pharmaceutical injectables in Lexington, Kentucky. We make very high potent APIs for cancer drugs in Detroit, Michigan. So it's all over, you know, that we have our presence. By Indian company, creating Indian jobs and helping actually American and global economy.
Excellent. Thank you very much for your time.